Alright guys, time to grow up. Hey, look at those, all the foam. Let's learn to weld some aluminum. Alright, part 2 of the welding series. We're going to do aluminum today. This is a different welder. It's an AC welder. The Vulcan was a DC welder. Specifically, it's really only good for steel. Although I have seen some pretty impressive welds with a spool gun on aluminum through them, but I have this welder and it's better than the Vulcan, so we're going to use it. Spoiler, I've welded aluminum once before this, but it was at our shop in Illinois, and that was with a $10,000 welder. And after using this welder and using that welder, I will tell you that there's levels to the welding game. The only thing I don't have for welding clearly is experience, so I'm heavily reliant on my brain and talent and like quick learning of mechanically inclined endeavors to compensate for my lack of experience. That is going to clearly show right now. My good friend John from JDS Outdoors gave me this a long time in high hopes that I would actually use it. So what I would like to say to John today is, well, better late than never. Got the whole setup, got the spool gun, got the argon. Now I got the big extension cord lead that I got to plug into my dryer. I changed my dryer plug lead because it was some funky one made for mainly dryers, and I just changed it out to this one, and then I changed my dryer outlet to the same plug so I can just interchangeably swap my 220 amp obviously cable plug with my dryer, because that's where it runs at. That, or you'd have to pay like quite a bit of money to get that put in, which is horrific in today's time. It's probably way even more. So let's go plug that in and get this thing going. And we got a bunch of scrap aluminum here to experiment on. All right, so let's see the settings. It says wire type, yeah, 53, 56, and 40, 43, and that is for TIG rods and spool wire. So 100% argon, we have that right there. So 6 to 100 or 690. Set polarity depth. So let's go look at this. So this will go to 6. This will go to 100. Oh, it's pretty far up there. I think this will weld up to 1/4 inch aluminum or 1/4 inch steel. One of the two. And then, ooh, that's the power button. Ooh, it's running. Hear that? It's blowing up all the dust. This thing has been sitting in my garage for a very long time. Oh, yuck. All right, let's just let it just run for a second. Let's turn the gas on. I think the recommended stuff from a lot of the YouTube professionals is keep it at 15. Going at 15. 15 is a good distance. All right, so gas is in there. Spool is ready. We're not ready though. We need to get the helmet on and the gloves and the shorts, and then we'll be ready. Exactly. Alright, got 2 tacks. That is a much different experience than doing flux core on steel or solid MIG on steel. That's like not even close to the same experience. That's like shit, that's fast. Damn, that aluminum is hot. Wow. You got in there. All right. That looks like shit. And that went all the way through like that. That's not good. That means it was about to explode. Yeah, that totally was too hot. Yeah, I gotta mess with these settings here. that was a pretty cool experience for just trying that gun. It makes you really appreciate what a $10,000 welder man that is. And I moved down there pretty quickly too. So, yeah. Good thing I didn't just do that on a boat. I was gonna just go at it because I thought I could do it, and then someone's like, "Mike, don't be arrogant. You're gonna screw it up." Sure shit. Well, let's just make a random run down here at a slower speed and a slower voltage. Something is not right here. 670. I have it at 6. I have 4. Yeah, that's efficient right there. Okay, that was a little bit more manageable. Alright, you really have to move quickly. I don't like the speed. I really want the speed to go down a lot. What's the lowest it can go? Second to last. I screwed that whole tip up. Man, I destroyed that tip. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely much trickier. For sure. Alright. Trying this again. So look at all the fail. So we're just gonna figure out our own setting. So keeping it at half speed, which is pretty darn fast, honestly, considering like a standard MIG. So it's putting out wire really fast. We're putting it on like setting 1. Okay, too cold. I went too slow. Well, if I just wanted to fill something in cosmetically, I could probably just use that. It did bond to it. But yeah, that's definitely too cold to actually go in and penetrate, but it's, as far as not screwing up the aluminum, which is what I kind of need to do, so I'm just going to use that. Okay, we're going to go a second here. That's quite ugly. Definitely. Ugh. It smells bad too. Alright, so those test welds had me a little spooked at how fast the aluminum went to crap. And I knew you had to move fast, but I didn't know like exactly how fast. So I started out at a really, really low setting, and I just wanted to see what it would work with, because this aluminum is thinner than what I welded. I welded that 1/8 inch flat bar, and here it's still looking like crap. Not great. It's very globular. You can tell there's not great penetration. So we did eventually grind that off and then try again and turn up the settings a little more. I started getting it, but not till like way after I screwed up a lot of it. But I'm more of a failure way to success kind of guy. And I'm allowed to be that way because I have you guys. I have my patrons, channel members, everybody who buys from our store, which allows me to do projects like these and learn things without having to like risk it on, say, a customer's boat and then have to deal with their mess. We can just kind of experiment together. And I'll tell you, the aluminum Definitely, though it is harder to weld than steel, it's not impossible. And what you can do with it is very cool. Like right now, we're gonna weld that ugly top cap that we had, where it wasn't quite finished the way it would normally be finished because the gunnels on this boat are irregular, because they had wooden gunnels and we gave them aluminum gunnels. So we're gonna weld the whole thing together and reshape it and add layers of the bead and reshape it more. And now if this works, it'll be fantastic because the top cap is a huge stressor since the original one does not fit on the new mods. All right, let's see what we got here. So we just did this. Pretty proud of that. Kind of went at a little. So we can fix all that, but it definitely came out straighter than this side. This is the first side. Still not too bad. I still could polish that up, and I still may. I mean, this is really just. But the bigger thing is I found a way around the whole not having a top cap and having. I also think I'm using too thick a wire. This is 0-35 wire. It's what I had for the 4043. Which is the stuff you're supposed to use on softer stuff. This is all like 5053 or 5052. I think it's foldable. Aluminum that's able to be like folded like on a brake. It's soft. So the 4043 is the stuff you're supposed to use for soft stuff. The 5356 or whatever it was, that stuff needs to be used on say 6061, like the structural grade or thicker stuff that you know is going to be much more dense and much more rigid. So I went ahead and I used the 035 millimeter, and it's definitely leaving a much thicker bead. But whatever, not bad for like a day of it. I would say we're doing pretty good. Could have done a little better in some spots, but maybe we'll just refinish some of the spots around the areas so it actually looks good, like somebody professionally kind of did it instead of bootlegged it. Okay, final thoughts on welding aluminum. Now that I know how to weld or caught onto it, am I going to do it all the time? No, it's really a super finite portion of what we're going to have to be ever doing on a boat. Most of what we do has to be completely flat and symmetrical. It can't have no weld bumps. And we're using really thin metal. We're using 1/16 inch. On 1/8 inch, it makes a little bit more sense because you can grind it down and there's enough of a penetration layer that it'll still be strong. But on 1/16, when you grind down a weld, it substantially weakens its structural integrity at 1/16. Really, for a weld to be strong at 1/16, it needs to be on both sides. You can't grind anything down. And so that's really not going to work for most of what we do. It all has to be symmetrical, flat. Stuff has to lay down on top of it. Nothing can be binding. It's really, the only real spots where we could really do anything is like on the outside of the frame, maybe attaching stringers, like super, super odd places where a tack weld is going to be a little bit more useful than sticking in a rivet where we can't get to it. Yeah, I can see that happening, but that's like, we're talking like less than 5% of the project, like 1%. Other than that, most of the stuff's going to be attached with rivets, the frame, the joints, the deck. Rivets are still awesome. What can I say? Welding doesn't make you a boat builder or even a fabricator, really. It just means you can weld. What I will say about the welding steel and then now welding aluminum experience is my DIY game went up 100%. For sure, there's things that I've been missing out, and I just honestly was just lazy. I should have just done it years ago, but I was really having a fun time. It was just kind of fun because there's all these guys, you know, doing these boats and welding these boats, and I was just beating them all with rivets, and it was kind of funny to me, an internal joke, and not so funny anymore. But it was funny for the time. But really, I got a lot of things in my head. I want to start welding trailers, travel trailers, like teardrop campers. I saw some very cool stuff like tiny houses. I want to start doing those things. I got boats in here, but man, after I do some of these boats, like what else am I gonna do? I mean, I'm like always love boats and continue to do them, but I do want to branch off to some other things. Like we're a complete outdoor platform now. I want to service a multi-platform deal where I don't do just boats. I want to do everything. I'm an outdoors guy, not just a fish guy. Like, if I could live outdoors and not in a house, I can't get my family to go onto it though. They won't do it. I tried. I even tried them to get to like do the hauler life, you know, the camper life. They wouldn't do it either. Maybe one day they'll cave though. Anyways, you guys should start welding because it's easy. That's my consensus. Just takes a little bit of experience, knowing what to turn it up and dial it down, how fast to speed the wire and what average. That just comes with time, and you will definitely learn. This video is dedicated to all my patrons and channel members who like crowdfund this channel so I can be able to do things like this on our own without having to use somebody else's boat, in which case I'd probably be too scared, or it just wouldn't be worth it in the cards to actually take risks to learn things like this. I hope the video benefited you. Please check us out at patreon.com/tbnation or becoming a channel member in order to kind of boost the channel's growth and allow us to fund projects and things like these. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys try something new no matter what it is. See you out there.